Hey guys, today I'm making some Haitian style spaghetti. It is so delicious yet so simple to make. Stay tuned with me and I guarantee that you would be able to make it too. We're going to be needing 6 chicken hot dogs, 1 Maggi cube, 2 Laughing Cow original flavored cheese, 5 crushed garlic, 1 Scotch bonnet pepper, 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, half of an onion chopped, bell peppers. Now, I didn't have green peppers, so I'm just using what I have. And I'm going to blend it because I don't like to see it in my spaghetti. I like to blend it and use the juice. 1 green onion. I set aside 2 parsley and thyme tied together like this because I put 1 in the pasta and 1 in the actual sauce. You'll see. I have 1 tablespoon of butter, half of a tomato that's already chopped, 1 cup of any pasta sauce of your choice, half teaspoon of paprika, 1/4 teaspoon of clove, 1 tablespoon of salt, half teaspoon of Old Bay seasoning. If you don't have Old Bay, you can use seasoned salt. It's the same thing. Half teaspoon of black pepper, 1 tablespoon of my Haitian épices, and I have that on my channel. About 4.5 tablespoons of oil, and 1 box of 16-ounce spaghetti pasta. Now, you always want to read the instructions on the back of your pasta because every brand has its own directions. So I'm starting off with some water. And as the water heats up, I put in my hot dog to let it boil a little bit because my hot dogs were frozen. So I let it boil a little bit. And after they're done boiling, you don't cut them right away. Let them sit for a little bit because then the skin's going to fall off. So as the water comes to a boil, I'm removing the hot dogs and I'm setting them aside. This is where I'm going to let them sit for a little bit. You can see the skin started to come off before I cut it because I don't want to lose my skin. And now I'm going to add in my pasta. So I'm adding in the whole box and I don't like to break it. Then I'm adding my 1 tablespoon of salt and half tablespoon of oil, and the oil is going to help it to not stick together. Now you want to use your tongs to separate the pasta all throughout the cooking process. Every now and then you want to just kind of play around with the pasta just so that it doesn't stick together. Now I'm adding in my parsley and thyme. I'm cutting that stick of green onion and I'm putting that in the water so that my pasta will have a little bit of flavor. And as that is boiling, I'm going to put some eggs on the side and let that boil. You really can boil it in the same water that you're boiling your pasta, but for the purpose of this video, I just did it aside. But sometimes I do it in the same water that I'm boiling my pasta. And everyone knows you have to have some good eggs with some Haitian spaghetti. It just makes it really, really delicious. Now I'm going to start off with my sauce. So I'm starting off with 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And I'm going to let my oil heat up. Now I'm going to add half of my crushed garlic. And I'm just going to let that saute a bit. As that heated up, I'm adding in my hot dogs and I cut them all up really nice. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to let my hot dogs fry with half of that garlic so it can have a nice flavor. Let them fry until it's a golden brown color. You want to keep moving it around in the pot because you don't want it to burn. So that's why you guys see that I'm moving it around. And now that it's done and it's that nice golden color, I'm going to take it out of the pot and set it aside until I need it. Now with the same oil, I'm going to add in the rest of my garlic. Let that saute a bit. Then I'm going to add in my Haitian épices, and I have a video on my channel of how I make my Haitian épices. I'm adding in 1 tablespoon of oil, so you add a little bit of oil if you think you need it. And now, after my épices have fried, I'm adding in my tomato paste, and I'm going to let that fry. The reason why I let my tomato paste fry and my épices fry before I put anything else in, because I don't want the food to be overpowered with that taste. What I do is I take out a little bit of the water from the pasta that's boiling, and I'm going to add a little bit at a time to just loosen up the tomato paste as it fry. Just a little bit, guys. You see, you just put a little bit and then you mix it in and let that fry. You're loosening up the tomato paste. So now that it's nicely fried, I'm going to put in my tomatoes, let that saute a little bit. Then I'm going to crush my Maggi cube very, very fine, very fine. Then I'm going to mix it in. Now that that's nicely fried, you can see everything looks really nice. I'm going to add in the juice of my bell peppers. I just don't like the bell peppers in my spaghetti because after a while, it gets really like soft. I just don't like it. So I prefer to just blend it and it really gives a good flavor. I didn't have the green pepper. That's why I didn't put it, but normally I do put it. Well, whatever you have, you use. Now I'm adding my pasta sauce, my Laughing Cow cheese, my onions, and 1 cup of the water that my pasta is boiling in because that already has salt and a little flavor from the vegetable that I put in there. Now what you want to do is you want to press down on the Laughing Cow cheese, press down on it until it is all like melted into the sauce. Let that cook a little bit, and now I'm going to add in my thyme with parsley and my Scotch bonnet pepper, and I'm going to mix that in. As you can see, the sauce looks really, really nice and creamy. And now I'm going to go ahead and add in my Old Bay seasoning, my paprika, my black pepper, and my cloves. Now I'm going to taste the sauce and see if it's the flavor I'm going for. If it's not the flavor you're going for, this is the time to fix it. Now I'm going to add in my hot dog since it is the flavor that I'm going for. I'm going to add my butter. And now I'm going to give that a great, great mix since everything's in the pot. And I'm just going to let that cook for about 5 to 10 minutes as I prepare my pasta to get in the pot. So now I'm draining out my pasta, and remember to take out the parsley and the green onion. I'm taking it out now. I forgot to take it out. So you remove that and you drain the pasta. And as you can see, my pasta is nice and ready for the pot. And it is not sticky at all, guys. It is not sticky at all because I did use my tongs throughout the cooking process and I separated it. So now I'm going to remove the parsley and thyme because I don't want that in my spaghetti. I just want the flavor from it. And after I remove it, I'm going to add the pasta to the pot and I'm going to give it that good mix. You're going to mix it right into the pasta. You want all of the sauce to sit on the pasta. So you kind of want like, so I could say like I want the pasta to drink the sauce. That's basically what I'm doing. So I'm mixing it in so the pasta can drink up the sauce and flavor up my spaghetti. As you can see, my Scotch bonnet pepper is still intact. It's still intact. I don't open it up because I don't like spicy food, but I like to cook with it. It's just a habit and it just adds, I guess, a little flavor to it. I don't really think it does anything, to be honest, but for some reason, growing up Haitian, your parents always put a Scotch bonnet pepper in your food, so you grow up cooking the same way. Now I'm going to add the rest of my onions that I had set aside on top of my spaghetti, spread it out really nicely. A quick tip I can tell you guys about onions that I learned from my cousin is if the food is too salty, like if the spaghetti was too salty, like the sauce base was way too salty, what you want to do is add a lot of onions, and the onion is basically going to take away from that salty flavoring of the food. Trust me, I've had that happen before and I tried it and it works. Now I'm going to cover my spaghetti and let that cook for about 15 minutes or so because I want to have gratin. Oh, I love gratin. I don't even know how you call that in English, to be honest. Sorry, guys. And then after, this is what we're working with. Ooh, that looks so good. Oh my goodness. It was so delicious, guys. It was so delicious. Try this recipe. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. So you guys make your spaghetti another way? Do you add an ingredient that I don't add? Definitely let me know. I would love to know. And don't forget the egg, guys. You cannot forget the egg. The egg just makes it so good. So guys, I hope you enjoy this video. thank you for kicking it here in the kitchen with me today. I enjoyed having you. Definitely give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel because I have a lot of great recipes to share. Invite a friend or a family member to come hang out in the kitchen with us. And I'll see you guys on the next episode. Bon appetit!